Hello guys, welcome to GSR Tier 5 for the pre-season testing here at Spain. Joining me in co-coms today is RowdyTJBoi.
Hello.
And here we go then. So, we're about to find out who's going to be qualifying pole for the pre-season then. So, nothing up for grabs at the moment, but obviously we now get to find out kind of what the pecking order will be for the season. And from what we've had of qualifying so far, the 8 minutes we've had, who have you got your eyes on for the season? Alright then. So,
you were talking to me.
I was talking to you, yeah.
My pick is still Matrix for this season.
Yeah?
Yep.
Obviously coming from Tier 4 from last season. I'm not sure where he finished Tier 4 actually last season, but yeah. Matrix has been fast. He won the first round of Tier 4 last season in the UK, Silverstone. A very wet and soggy Silverstone that race was. So he definitely has pace. If I was to pick someone right now, it would probably be maybe CJ Pants, again being another Tier 4 driver from last season. I reckon he's got the pace really to challenge towards the front, so we'll see as the season unfolds. I'm actually going to pull up the Tier 4 standings from last year. Last season. Because we have got some familiar names in here. Obviously, we've already identified Evil Matrix with he came 7th last season in the championship, so he's definitely not sluggish. Obviously, CJ Pants, as I mentioned before, he actually came 4th, so he was just outside the top 3 in Tier 4 last season. By 1 point. So he's right up there. Obviously, Communist MV, they're just setting the fastest time of 1:16.7 in the Red Bull. But obviously, we got Dominant Square as well. I believe he raced last season as well. I'm not finding him on the standings. There he is. He finished 15th, so he was right down the order. But he is a return driver. Obviously, you got Dark Strider as well, which I also believe raced last season. And the only other driver on this list that jumps out to me, but I don't think it's actually on this lobby at the moment, is Addol, who didn't have a very good Tier 4 season last season, obviously. But anyway, we've actually got Magic Rams retired here, so first retirement of qualifying. We've actually got a few actually.
4 of them.
Now that I have a look. See, Evil Matrix now improves up to provisional pole for 1:16.6. So definitely sees back and forth at the moment between CJ Pants, Communist, and Matrix. We've actually got some yellows there in Sector 2. That was the Williams of Gavin going round.
Oh, and another one's gone around. That's vivid.
Yep, indeed. Actually, just coming on in front of Crazy Cat right there. That's caused him to lock up, so a little bit of distraction on Crazy Cat's lap. So Mercedes gets out the way. There's actually quite a few yellow flags around at the moment. Obviously, Tier 5 being the lowest tier we have this season, so these drivers aren't going to be as quick as the top guys, but hopefully we'll still see some good racing, and I'm really hoping they can keep it clean as Crazy Cat actually goes off towards the start of Sector 3 and hits the wall, so that's ruined his hot lap. CJ Pants is currently actually 2 tenths up on his lap. And he's only just done the first sector as well, so CJ Pants really finding some time out there. Of course, currently sat a good 8 tenths off of Evil Matrix at the moment, so needs to find some times, as I think everyone's got back in the pits at the moment preparing for their final run. I'm just going to see if I can pull up the tyres that everyone set their lap on.
Oops.
Oh, it's CJ Pants actually just loses the rear end and heads straight towards the gravel trap.
Keeps it off the wall though.
He has. Morgan's invalidated their lap time. We now ride on board Nosman here, coming around to finish his lap. Driving from Mercedes-Benz. Comes around the final corner there, and what lap time? Will he even improve? No, he won't. 2 tenths slower than his personal best. So I believe that was Communist behind him, just starting his lap. So, one thing that they're going to have to, the driver's going to have to work on for this race is definitely going to be tyre wear and tyre temperature, especially in that front left.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, with a lot of long right-handers here, the front left will be put right through the test. Overheating, lots of wear, so managing that front left is definitely going to be the aim of this Grand Prix. And of course, if you can make it work here, the 1-stop is a lot quicker than the 2-stop, but you really have to look after your tyres to make that 1-stop work. Of course, anyone starting within the top 10 has to start on the tyres they qualify with, which at the moment is everyone on the softs other than Crazy Cat, who set his best lap time on the mediums, and Darkstrider also set his best lap on the mediums so far. Other than that, everyone's going to be starting on the softs, other than those just outside the top 10 who will get to choose what they want to start on. You've got Communist here, 5 seconds down. He's actually just gone wide there. So I don't think Communist will be improving his time this session.
Seems like Matrix might be the one to beat.
It does look that way at the moment. Of course, it's very close at the top at the moment. The top 2 separate by 0.04 of a second. It's a very level pecking towards the front at the moment. And then we've got a few in the 117s, we've got a couple in the 118s, and then there's loads in the 119s and 20s, which are just really far off the pace at the moment, 4 seconds back from the leaders. As I think Communists slowed down here to try and save the tyres and save the fuel to go for one last run here. Although he seems slow out the final corner. Unless he was trying to give a toe here to CJ Pants, who's just started his lap. As I think Crazy Cat there just had another off in the second sector.
Oh, and Communist goes around.
Oh, indeed. And is actually retired from the session there, so I'm going to guess they ended up running out of fuel, which is why they were going slow, and just elected to retire, seeing that they don't have enough time here for another lap. So everyone that's currently on a lap has one more shot to try and dethrone Evil Matrix from pole. I believe first round to attempt to do so is currently the third place man, CJ Pants. As he comes through the final sector now through this very awkward chicane towards the end of the lap. As he now comes round the final corner and a short run to the line. What would he set? It's a 1:16.8, which is 5 tenths quicker, but not quick enough to take Evil Matrix out of the pole position. Vivid is actually on an out lap here, so they haven't made it round to start a lap, as they've now got Gavin right behind them, actually. Oh, it's actually been held up as well.
Oh, no.
Gavin got completely blocked out the final chicane. Can't improve. So we now got the Renault of Morgan coming around to finish their lap. It's not anywhere quick enough. It's actually a 10th down on their personal best. And that's the first one that's actually got a checkered flag by their name, so I think everyone else does still have enough chance, maybe. I think my timing's glitched out a little bit there. We've got Nozman's next to finish his line, and has decided to abort as he got very sideways out the final chicane. Which means CJ Pants does have another chance. He is 0.04 of a second up on his time at the moment, which isn't fast enough. What will it be when he comes to the line? Oh. Not good enough. 2 tenths down. He takes third place. As both Haas cars abort their laps. Virid now does actually have a chance to finish a lap here and try and get out of 12th place, and it's gone wide into the gravel, so that's not going to help. So we now come through the final chicane, and does he abort? No, he doesn't. So through the final corner, and yeah, it doesn't improve. 5 seconds down. I was actually hit the back of a car there. It's now the Renault of Morgan's finished, but okay. So I think it's just Gavin then that hasn't finished the session, who is 41 seconds down on his personal best time.
Oh, he was disqualified.
And has been disqualified from the session, so he's now going to be starting last. And that's qualifying. So your top 3 then is Evil Matrix, Communist MV, and CJ Pants. 2 of those being Tier 4 drivers from last season. And I think we're just waiting for Fatboy to retire. There we go. So there is the qualifying then. Is actually Magic Ram and Virid then have 5-second penalty. 5 place penalties. I'm not sure what that was for. See if we can find out. Magic Ram got one for a collision with Albini, and I can't see the other one. Oh, there's 2 there. So Gavin got one as well with a collision with Virid, and Virid got one in return for a collision with Gavin. Obviously, Gavin's won't matter because he got disqualified in the end, so he's going to be starting at the back anyway. So there are going to be a few drivers out of place then. As we now get ready for the race. So, sticking with your guns with Evil Matrix.
That is correct.
For the win. Yeah, that's understandable actually, I think. Evil Matrix does seem to be the one everyone's going to have to try and catch, at least for this Grand Prix. We'll see about the rest of the season when we actually get the season underway. I still think CJ Pants might be the one to fight him for the championship. But obviously, Communist MV, showing why he's in this league, he's right up there at the front. So I reckon it's going to be a 3-way fight all season, really. So we're just waiting for the drivers to load in. So, it's very overcast here, so don't know what the weather's going to be. Maybe a bit of rain, which might throw some of the drivers off. I know, remembering back to the start of Tier 4, the race I was in, the rain made it very tricky for a lot of drivers to stay on the track. So we see, it does look like everyone's starting on the dry tyres for the moment, so it will be a dry start, but as I say, it's very dark and overcast at the moment, so we'll have to see what the weather's going to do. So, I reckon it's going to be a 2-stop for the front runners, a 1-stop towards the back. Of course, we had a few people who were on the mediums. I'm trying to find out if they're still on the mediums. Yeah, so Crazy Cat currently sits in 4th place on the medium tyres, so we'll be looking to go longer for this first stop. There, the predicted pit stop strategy for Crazy Cat comes up. Looks like he's going to be going to about lap 13, lap 14, and then pitting for the hard, so trying to make the 1-stop work with the mediums. Of course, the soft runners are probably going to be a soft medium stop. Of course, then we've got Dark Strider also on the mediums, and then everyone from 10th place down to 15th on the mediums. So really, the only people starting on the softs are people who were forced onto the softs from what they used in qualifying. So it does look like the medium to hard is the preferred strategy, which makes a lot of sense to what I was saying before, with the 1-stop being a lot quicker than a 2-stop round here. Of course, you need to look after the tyres to make sure they can go the distance. So,
Here they come to the grid.
here they come. Formation lap completed then. Let's hope they got enough warmth into the tyres. Of course, the front runners are going to be sat on the grid for a lot longer than those towards the back, and Gavin and Virid, they're a little bit late to the party. Of course, those two are going to have the warmest brakes and tyres out of the lot of them. As we now go to 5 red lights then. No, we're not. I thought they patched this. Let's watch the revs as we're now underway for the pre-season race here in Barcelona. Evil Matrix getting an alright start and moves across straight away to cover Communist. Crazy Cat actually getting quite a fairly decent start on those mediums. It's further back now as we head through turn 1, as Crazy Cat's actually lost his footing now. And it's dropped from 4th down to 5th. As there's a few position changes towards the back, but it is Evil Matrix leads, Communist leads, CJ Pants at the moment. Top 3 are yet to change. Dominant Squares obviously managed to find his way past Crazy Cat into 4th. And the Ferrari, there are still a few more position changes further down the grid. So we've actually got a McLaren there alongside Dark Strider, that is. As the Dark Strider spun, was that Dark Strider? No, it was James. It's the Alpha Tower getting sideways there. It's just spotted out. But already Evil Matrix starting to pull out that gap, already at 7:10, so we've only had like 2/3 of the first lap so far. But further back it's really close then.
Gavin's in the gravel.
Oh. Indeed, it's Evil Matrix sets the fastest lap, that's no surprise in that it is the first lap, as we got a fight towards the front. This Dominant Square now has managed to find its way past CJ Pants. Yeah, so the Ferrari already up into third place then.
Oh, he goes wide.
Oh, and as they rejoin the track, they're right into the path there of the McLaren. Hopefully they don't collide, as Gavin has made his first pit stop already. There's actually some fighting between the towards the back there between James and Virid. Gavin's actually in for a nose change, so not a great race for him already. Well down the order and well behind the next driver. He gets elected for the hards though, so hopefully he can take those hards far into the Grand Prix to try and make a comeback here. CJ Pants' strategy there is really interesting. He's looking to use all 3 compounds during this race. He's going from soft, mediums to hards. Around lap 6 is when he's going to put on the mediums. So we'll see how that plays out for him. Evil Matrix betters his lap now that they're at full racing speed and they've got some warmth into the tyres. And I think everything's calmed down a little now as the Ferrari actually runs a little bit wide through turn 2. Which is going to compromise his line through turn 3, which is going to allow CJ Pants to really close up his...
CJ Pants gets a 3 second.
As I was saying about CJ Pants closes up, he does run wide and gets that penalty, as you say. So, I reckon we're going to see a few of those later on in the race, but CJ Pants, the first offender of the track limits. Remember, it's strict corner cutting this season for all tiers. So maybe that's something that CJ Pants is going to have to get used to, because of course it was regular for tier 4 last season. So, old habits die hard, and he will be the first to pick up a time penalty for track extending.
Open the magic ram around.
Yeah, magic ram. So that's Virid now up into 13th. So now we've got like a 3-way fight at the moment here for P5-3. This Haas, AlphaTauri and the McLaren all very close together on the track. And actually, as I say that, CJ Pants right in the slipstream now of Dominant Square. He's got the DRS, but it's actually run out of ERS, so he's not going to be able to close up enough.
Oh, that was
the Ferrari spun! Square's round! So Square not being able to hold on, and he's actually got, yeah, a good eye there. There's wing damage on the front of that Ferrari, so he's going to have to make a pit stop now. So that's CJ Pants back up, but being able to apply the pressure.
And there's CJ Pants goes around.
Oh! Thankfully he didn't hit a wall to break his front wing, but so that's both Dominant Square and CJ Pants losing the rear end. I missed both of those, as Fat Boy's our second person to pick up track extending warnings here. But as we now look, the AlphaTauri, they're trying to look for a way past the Haas. The Haas being able to hold on at the moment, but the AlphaTauri definitely looks racy at the moment. And suddenly this 3-way battle for 5th has become a 3-way battle for a podium spot. Of course, it's very early in the race really to start working out who's going to be on the podium, but it's going to be in the back of the minds as all these drivers fight. The McLaren's now got the DRS on the back of the AlphaTauri and is actually really close to the AlphaTauri now. Yep, elected for the outside. The AlphaTauri's going to squeeze but leave a space. Ooh, they came close to contact, but some nice fair racing there. They did leave room for each other, so that was fair play. Good defending there from the AlphaTauri to be able to hold on.
James is around.
That's James around again. So we've actually got a fight going on here between Virid and Magic Ram. Virid cut the corner and he's into the barrier. Has he been able to avoid losing the wheel? He has. That was really dangerous driving there from Virid. He completely cut the second corner and came straight on into the side of Magic Ram. I don't know if there was some built-up tension there. I didn't see anything else that happened with that battle as we cut to Virid and he was off the track, but it's going to calm everybody down at the moment. Obviously, with the virtual safety car, they have to stick to a delta, which I believe is 40% slower than racing speed. I'm not quite sure what it is exactly. All I know is there is a set lap time that all the drivers have to stick to.
Pass into the pits, and CJ Pants gets a drive-through penalty.
Oh, he sped under the VSC.
There's a bunch of penalties.
There is actually. Obviously, I know another thing that got patched with the game recently was the VSC penalties. It's actually working properly now, and they are a lot harsher than what they used to be. Before, speeding under VSC in this game only gave you a 5-second time penalty to serve at your next pit stop. Now it's a drive-through. You really need to make sure you stay below that delta if possible. As Crazy Cat runs wide through turn 4. Yep, turn 4 into the gravel, and that's allowed Albini now through up into second place, and that's now Ellis all over the back of Crazy Cat. So that Haas really not liking those medium tyres anymore, it seems, as he's now all over the place. Of course, the dirt from the gravel is going to be all over those tyres, reducing the grip, which is going to allow the McLaren now to have a good run. DRS down the back straight here. Going to elect for the inside then at this, like, sort of pseudo hairpin. And he's able to get the job done, so Crazy Cat runs wide through turn 4, loses one position straight away, and loses another due to lack of grip on the tyres. As Evil Matrix comes into the pits then to get rid of those soft tyres on lap, well, going on to lap 6 now. Lap 7, sorry. We were on lap 6. So that's Albini now, who started on those medium tyres up into the lead of this race. So Evil Matrix goes on to the mediums, and it's going to be now... Will it be close between Evil Matrix and Communist? Has Communist managed to make the undercut work? I don't think so. He's going to be closer, but
CJ Pants
Evil Matrix
penalty, speeding in the pit lane.
Ooh, speeding into the pit lane, so it's gone from bad to worse then for CJ Pants. Not having the great pre-season race he would have wanted, but his teammate now within a second of Evil Matrix. Obviously, those medium tyres are a lap older on Communist.
At least a 3-second penalty.
But they are going to be warmer, as yeah, at least now picks up 3 seconds for track extending. So a few penalties are out there now for track extending and corner cutting. As I said, those strict corner cutting rules coming into play as Fatboy picks up his second of the evening. So, where's the fight? Oh, hang on a minute. Where's the fight? It's between Communist and Evil Matrix, which is for a net P1 here.
It's another 3-second time penalty.
As I say, Communist now was within a second. Now he's within 5 tenths. DRS down the back straight. Not using the overtake button yet. I think he's just trying to get closer and closer, waiting for a move opportunity to arise. Evil Matrix now is going to be feeling that pressure. Obviously, as I say, the medium tyres on Evil Matrix is a lap younger, but with the medium tyres, you don't really notice a lap's difference very much. It's normally when you get more towards the cliff edge where you really notice the difference between tyre ages. As we've actually got CJ Pants now on the back of the Haas of Fatboy. Both of them have got 6-second penalties at the moment. So this is a move for a position after penalties. They are just side by side now as James just got past Gavin there going around turn 2 as you saw on the map, but obviously we weren't watching the fight of Fatboy and CJ Pants, as CJ Pants is really all over the back of this Haas now. He needs to get rid of him quickly if CJ wants to get back into this race. As we've actually got a yellow flag there in sector 2, not sure who's that for, as CJ Pants can't get close enough at the moment to make a move. A little bit sideways though out the corner. He's going to have to follow him all the way through this third sector, as there's not really any suitable place to overtake unless Fatboy makes a mistake, which it did look like he did there. CJ Pants looking for a way to make a move. He's got the exit out of the chicane so much better than Fatboy.
Whoa, and CJ Pants is
and they've crashed! They've collided! CJ Pants has another broken front wing, so does Fatboy. They both do continue. I'm not sure what happened there. All I know was from the off-board cam, they never came around the corner. And the second I changed the camera view, we see the crash, the aftermath, so not sure what happened. CJ Pants got a much better exit out of the chicane, maybe went for a move, maybe Fatboy wasn't expecting it or tried to defend way too late and they just crashed, but now they've got no front wing and they're going to really struggle through the high downforce corners. As I know we're under VSC, but Crazy Cat currently within a second of Ellis here.
Oh, and Matrix gets a drive-through.
Oh no, that's not good for our race leader. Does anyone else have drive-through? I know Communist now has the penalty symbol as well. It's Evil Matrix dives into the pits. I can only assume it is to serve that drive-through. No one's out in the pit lane to collect him.
CC Pants is around, and he's retired.
And he's out.
I think he's had enough.
I'm gonna try and see what happened to him, if I can find a car that's gonna go through there soon. Right on boards with Crazy Cat. He's off to the right here. He looks like he just quit. It looks like he just pulled up the pause menu and just said, screw this, I'm out. He has not had a good race. It's just been downhill from him. Yeah, Magic Ram's crashing into the pit wall. He's actually lost the front left there from crashing it into the pit wall. So
Fatboy's around.
Oh, and
what is happening?
Now the Haas has done the same. The Haas has lost the rear end and also crashed it into the
James
pit
gets
wall.
past Fatboy.
Oh, it is.
And they're colliding in the pit lane. That's a 5-second time penalty.
5-second penalty for that collision, yeah. Now we've got Crazy Cat all over the back of the McLaren here. The Haas will have the DRS down the start-finish straight. Closing, and we got a virtual safety car, so that move's not going to go through.
Oh, and Communist is out.
Oh, and Communist is out!
At the pit lane. Looks to be.
Do you think he hit the pit wall as well?
I think so.
No, his car's in the middle of the track there in AI, so I'm not sure what happened to Communist.
It's 2 drivers, right? 3. And Fatboy's around
right
again.
On the racing line.
As well.
Right on the racing line as well. Oh, Fatboy's out, yeah, round again. First corner, what happened to him? Or did he just give up? He just gave up. His car's still driving round, so again, just went into that pause menu and just said, screw this, I'm out of here. As we now see, I think that's Evil Matrix there going through Virid to lap. There's still a lot of penalty icons on my screen though, so still a lot of uncertainty in where people are going to finish this race. As Gavin, as we speak about penalties, Gavin now picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. He's well down the order though, so it's not really going to change the outcome of much. Virtual safety car. Do we know why, or is it just pulled one out for the fun of it? Everyone still seems to be moving on my screen.
Yep, I don't know what happened.
No idea, but suddenly, I'm looking at the gaps here, and Evil Matrix is some 30 seconds back now from the front 3. So suddenly, now it looks like Albini, Ellis, and Crazy Cat could have a win here.
Oh, darn. Scared gets a drive-through, speeding under the virtual safety car.
So, obviously though, the front 3 still have penalties that they're yet to serve, which is why we can see the black and white flag on the timing screen, so... And Evil Matrix did have to serve a drive-through, so that's why he's so far back in this James round. Not quite sure what happened with him, but he is round his dominant square now. Pits for off of those hards, he's had them on for 6 laps now. And he's actually pitting for a front wing change. Oh no, he's not. I think that was a drive-through penalty actually. He does still have his front wing. Just didn't look like it from the onboard camera, but he does still have the front wing, so my bad. But yeah, I think that was Dominant Square there serving a drive-through penalty as he's now come back out after not changing tyres or anything. Indeed, I think this is for the Renault of Morgan. Looks like to have had a spin. So at the moment, your closest fight on the track is between the McLaren of Ellis and the Haas of Crazy Cat. However, with the amount of VSCs that keep on coming out, it's kind of putting a halt on this battle, as they really haven't been able to fight it out. As every 5 seconds, every time Crazy Cat gets a chance, a VSC comes out and the battle gets reset. So there's no overtaking under VSC, as Fat Boy now has left the session. He's DNF'd anyway, so that won't really affect anything.
Oh, and Norseman gets a driving penalty.
Yep, and Darkstride is into the pits. And that is a actual pit stop rather than a drive-through. It looks like he's going to be changing his front nose cone here, and he's got opted for another set of the hards. There's hards on the floor of the pit lane though, so I don't know what's happened there. I'm guessing with the front wing change he's had a crash with something and decided to go back onto the hards, maybe looking to go onto softs towards the end of the race. As in the pit behind him there was Nozman, which I believe was serving his drive-through. So now we've got Morgan Cheeseman all over the back of Nozman now that he served his drive-through. And these two are penalty-free now, so this will be a move for a position. Although it doesn't look like Cheeseman is able to keep on the back of that Mercedes, so I think Nozman will be safe as he now moves out of DRS range, so it does look like he will be able to hold on to that 7th place then. But it's now a lot further down the order after that drive-through. And I think everything has started to calm down a little. Actually, Crazy Cat's now dropped right off the back of the McLaren of Ellis now, so not sure what happened there, but he's gone from being within a second to now 2 seconds back.
And Darkstrider is trying to stay on the lead lap. And with the leader right now.
Yeah, you're not wrong. As he will stay on the lead lap now as Albini pits from first place. So obviously, Evil Matrix was in the lead. So we're
the top
that's
pitting.
what we're gonna have to look for now.
Oh, and a 5-second time penalty for Crazy Cat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all top 3 are in. So thank you for picking up that one, because I completely missed that. Is now Evil Matrix, will he be able to retake the first place? I don't think so. He's only just coming through the final chicane now as Albini exits the pit. So that drive-through penalty then for Evil Matrix has completely thrown him away the race, as he still needs to make a pit stop. These guys on the hards now should be able to go to the end on these hards. So I think that's race over for Evil Matrix after picking up that drive-through from speeding under VSC. And as I said before, the penalty is a lot harsher now, so you really need to keep an eye on that delta and make sure you stay under. As now this is Gavin in the Williams being lapped by the AlphaTauri of Albini. To be fair, Gavin's been a long way down the order pretty much the entirety of this race, so I don't think this should be coming as a surprise that he's now gone a lap down. But yeah, I think very traditional Spain Grand Prix. Everything's kind of calmed down now. We'll have to wait to see if there will be any more overtakes or even more VSCs. We've had loads of VSCs at the moment for this race. And of course, the top 3 still have penalties that they are yet to serve, so maybe Evil Matrix is still within a shot here. Trying to keep an eye on tyre lives here. Obviously we got Virid and James on the softs, so those are definitely going to have to pit again. The mediums are probably going to have to pit again, as well as Gavin on those hards now going 12 laps. He's probably going to have to pit again. I'm not sure if Dominant Square can go to the end there on those 9-lap old hards. He might be able to squeeze it, but he would definitely struggle towards the later part of this race and would definitely be within puncture territory. As we say that, Crazy Cat straight off into the gravel. This is going to allow Evil Matrix now to get past. Crazy Cat just misjudged his braking point and went straight on. As Virid now picks up a 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. So right now... Oh! Do you think he lagged out?
Yeah.
Do you want to try and see if we can get Crazy Cat back into this Grand Prix?
Yep.
As right now, your closest battle is between Nozman and Darkstrider, which is a 3-second gap. And this is the closest battle on the grid. On the track. So we've definitely kind of hit a low point now in this Grand Prix now. Of course, we've only got 11 of the original 15 drivers. We'll have to see. It looks like Nozman is now pushing to try and catch Darkstrider here. Of course, Darkstrider won't likely have to pit again, well, shouldn't have to pit again, where Nozman might. Trying to find my words there. As I think this is now Dominant Square being lapped. Oh no, my bad. Not sure who's being lapped then. Oh, that was the Alfa Romeo of Virid. I got the colour of reds mixed up.
Oh, Crazy Cat's joined.
Okay, so he did just lag out then, it looks as... Yellow flag, Darkstrider. And he's actually got a bit of broken front wing as well, so he's actually not managed to keep it out of the barrier. So that's not great then for the Racing Point driver.
And he's
actually retired from the lead. He's actually just retired from the race. As Ellis now picks up another 3-second time penalty. Does look like Darkstrider's AI has found a safe place to pull over the car, so we won't have any safety cars from that as James is in and speeds into the pits. And Albini, now the race leader, has picked up a 3-second. And my timing screen's glitched. Oh, we've actually got a gearbox, engine sound glitch on Nozman, so I'll try and stop, try and avoid looking at Nozman then, so the engine noise doesn't drive everyone insane, because I know it drives me insane when that happens. I would like to say that Ellis is currently catching Albini, but I don't think he is. I think the gap's pretty much staying the same, if not extending, so we'll have to keep an eye on that one. But yeah, everything's really calmed down now. Everyone's so spaced out. Of course, the only thing that now that's really going to throw a curveball in this race is Evil Matrix, Nozman and Morgan is going to have to pit again. And Dominant Square still has to pit as well. Other than that, this is pretty much the race. Unless we have a last minute safety car or someone makes a mistake. indeed. There is a lot of black and white flags now on the timing board. What is the gap at the moment between the leaders? Let's have a look then. So everyone up to Nozman at the moment has been lapped. So everyone from 6th to 1st is currently on the lead lap. Of course, Nozman's actually getting dangerously close now to being lapped. So kind of a repeat then of the Tier 4 race last night, where a lot of the lobby just ends up getting lapped. Of course, with this being pre-season, I don't think there's points at stake here. There shouldn't be points at stake here from what I can understand, so...
Matrix will dive into the pit
maybe
lane.
Yep. Puts on a second set of mediums. Those should be able to go to the end now, so it's going to be really to see if Evil Matrix can push those mediums to try and overtake a few cars and, I don't know, maybe take a surprise win? It looks unlikely at the moment, but who knows? All it takes is a safety car. But he is some 11 seconds back now from the closest person. The only really notable thing now that's happening on track is James is rapidly catching Gavin. The battle for 8th is about to get underway. As Nozman now dives into the pit lane as well. And that does mean now he is a lap down. So Nozman now has been lapped. Nozman now is actually fairly close on the track to Morgan now, but Morgan still needs to make another pit stop, so as soon as Morgan comes into the pits, that will change over. But here we go then, so a little bit of racing. It may be for 8th place, but here we go then. James looking for a move on Gavin.
Oh, he sent
Not
it.
close enough. Going for a late braking move down the inside. They touch. Gavin forced off the track. That was very late braking there from James. A little bit dangerous. But after a slight knock of the wheels, James moves up to 8th
He's in the wall.
place.
He's out.
Oh! So, second place man has just binned it into the wall. And Evil Matrix has picked up another 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. So that means now Evil Matrix, despite being so far back at the moment, is now in the podium. Through the effectiveness of not binning it, basically. We now got Morgan catching up Nozman here. And picks up a 3-second time penalty from track limits. Really pushing the wall. Nozman there locks up, so does Morgan. To make sure Nozman doesn't feel so lonely after destroying his front left tyre there with the lockup. So, something that I don't think has been said in F1 for a little while is, how is this Renault driver going to get past the Mercedes driver? Answer, he isn't. Morgan's into the pits. A CJ Pants is now left, but he retired, so that's alright from there. As it looks like Morgan's going to put on another set of the medium tyres.
Fury gets loose, but he hangs on.
Evil Matrix now really pushing, sets the fastest lap of the race. In Evil Matrix fashion. So I've actually noticed that I think that's front wing damage there on... Oh no, it was just the way the camera was. Never mind. My eyes deceive me. As I have now just noticed...
Oh, and Bear's around, and he's out.
Oh, well, he was several laps down anyway, so nothing really affected by that. Yeah, there he is in the wall there on the left-hand side, just before the right-hander turn 3. One thing to take away from this race is Nozman is very good at obeying the track limits. Currently the only person that does not have a penalty to his name. So maybe Nozman can win some races this championship through penalties by the logic of just sticking within the white lines. Yeah, there's not really much to commentate now, is there? Because everyone's spread out by almost 10 seconds. So, obviously we've got... So what's the championship like this? Yeah, seeing that we have so little action on the track, what's the races for the championship looking like? So, the first round would actually be at China then. And then we've got Australia, Singapore, Bahrain, Azerbaijan, Britain, Austria, Italy, Belgium, Hungary. Then we're going off to Zandvoort, and then we've got the flyaway races of Canada, United States, Mexico and Brazil. So this season's 15 races long, just like last season, and we'll be going until March then. So a very packed calendar. Obviously this year we've got 5 tiers rather than the 4. So there's going to be a lot of racing happening on this channel then. Obviously we've got tier 4, not tier 4, tier 2 tonight. And then I believe it's tier 3 and tier 1 tomorrow, if I'm correct. Not quite sure on that one. As we've now got Gavin into the pits, bolted on a fresh set of soft tyres. As actually, Dominant Square is really trying to take these hard tyres to the end now, it seems. Those 20 lap old hards must be screaming for help at this point. Especially that front left, as I keep staying with the long right handers. But obviously, if Dominant Square pits now, he will come out in 4th place. He'll come out 4th. So, there is literally nothing stopping Dominant Square here from pitting if he does need to. Because he's got a 44-second gap to the closest man to him, which is Nozman. Which is, I think, is actually closer to him. It is closer by... I'm trying to think of words here. I think Dominant Square... Gavin? Oh, spin him. Yeah, I think Dominant Square is actually closer to lapping Nozman than Nozman is to overtaking Dominant Square. Such is the way this race is played out. As we see a lock up there from Nozman. As he will now be being blue flagged by the Haas of Crazy Cat. As Dominant Square there dives it into the pits then, so he's decided he's had enough of these 21 lap old hards. Pitted, and the only sensible choice here will probably be a fresh set of softs. Which I can confirm, those are the red water tyres there going onto the car. And that Ferrari starts trundling down the pit lane towards the pit exit again. And has lost absolutely nothing from that pit stop, due to the gaps that are currently in this race. Because the closest battle at the moment on this track is the one between Evil Matrix and Crazy Cat, which is a 9.4 second gap. If you want to know what 9.4 seconds is in Formula 1, Crazy Cat has just crossed the finish line and Evil Matrix was still in the final chicane. I must say though, Evil Matrix is catching Crazy Cat really quickly. As I said, 9.4 seconds was what it was coming out the final chicane, and by the time we got to turn 3, it's now a second closer. Evil Matrix is to Crazy Cat. So Evil Matrix does seem to be flying. Of course, he's got the fresher tyres, and those fresher tyres are mediums, as opposed to the hards that are currently on the Haas of Crazy Cat. So it's logical that Evil Matrix is now really trying to push to maybe go after a second place finish. Of course, we don't know what the penalties are. I can see that we have penalties, but I don't know what the penalties are at the moment. Which I will try to find out.
Just go into detail and switch.
Say again, sorry?
Just go into detail and switch. You'll be able to see penalties.
Oh, can you do that now? Oh yeah, you can. Oh, okay, that's really helpful actually. I didn't know that. So yeah, Crazy Cat's actually got an 8-second time penalty, so if Evil Matrix can catch up by 3 more seconds here, which he is really pushing to do, Evil Matrix might be able to get a second place finish here.
8 seconds.
After serving a drive-through. So this Grand Prix has come down now to, can Evil Matrix get within 5 seconds of Crazy Cat? Of course, we've got 4 more laps to do so, and Evil Matrix has just set the fastest lap of the race as well.
Crazy Cat made a mistake there.
Yeah, that's a good point. He can't pick up any more penalties. There's a yellow flag, that's Gavin. Gavin goes round for X amount of times. But yeah, Dominant Square now challenging for the first lap as well. Of course, in a normal round, that would be worth a point extra towards their championship efforts. But of course, because it is a pre-season and it's just really a test to see where everyone kind of is in the pecking order. Yeah, it doesn't actually count for anything other than pride and glory, being able to boast that you technically got the first fastest lap of the season. As Gavin picks up his second track extending penalty of the evening. Which I'm actually surprised, actually, that it's only the second. Because I know it's pretty easy to track extend around here. So, good job on everyone that's got 6 seconds or less in terms of penalties for track extending. And a very good job to Nozman there, not getting a single one. Being very consistent in staying within the white lines. In fact, does it even have a warning?
We had
That's
2
the
drive-thrus.
question. Oh yeah, true, true. Does he have a warning for track extending at all?
I don't think so.
2. He does have 2.
Oh.
So, 1 more. And it will be a 3-second time penalty.
Square fighting to stay on the lead lap right now.
Yeah. I think Square should be able to stay on the lead lap in theory with those fresh soft tyres. But all the time this is happening, Albini is getting DRS off of Square. And this just allows Albini to stay even further ahead of Crazy Cat, who at the moment is doing a good job at trying keeping the gap to Evil Matrix larger than 5 seconds. Which is kind of really the only fight that's happening at the moment is can...
Ooh, another 3 seconds. That won't matter. Final lap here in Spain.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is the final lap, isn't it? I lost track of time as that was Nozman there locking up in front of his teammate. There we go then. Albini now on the final lap. Still trying to hunt down Dominant Square there. To be fair, if I was Dominant Square, I'd just drop back behind Albini and just finish a lap earlier. Because he's not going to catch Evil Matrix. He's not going to be cut past by Nozman. So we can afford to just drop back slightly behind Albini, get lapped, and just finish a lap earlier. But here we go then. Albini for the AlphaTauri started right down the grid. I can't remember whereabouts it was, but was in the fight for 5th place for a lot of the race until CJ Pants and Communist ended up running into issues, which threw him right up the order into 1st place. Of course, Evil Matrix getting his drive-through helped Albini as well in that sense, as he comes along then to win the pre-season race for Tier 5. Crazy Cat, who has managed to keep that gap over 5 seconds unless a mistake is made through the final chicane. I don't want to jinx anything with the commentator's curse as he does hit the yellow sausage curb, but nothing bad happens there, and now it's a straight line, so Crazy Cat holds the gap above 5 seconds. Yeah, that was from unserved, so nothing should change there.
Matrix is P2, apparently.
Oh! No, okay. So because Crazy Cat didn't serve his 5-second time penalty with a pit lane, he got 10 seconds instead? I'm not sure. I don't know what happens there, but Evil Matrix has taken 2nd place then.
I believe James might have been battling Morgan for 6. But then James just spun it.
Oh, okay. I missed that. I didn't realise those two were close on the track, so yeah, I completely missed that one. As now
Dominant Square takes the checker 5.
Dominant Square comes across the line, bends it into the wall, and finishes 4th. Albini gets driver of the day then. Would you agree with that? Or is there someone else you would award driver of the day to?
Nah, I think Albini deserves it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, at the end of the day was in the right place at the right time, as the top 3 either crashed out or got drive-through penalties. Did a good job with the battle with the Haas of Crazy Cat, and I'm trying to remember the other one, but name has slipped me. To be able to go on, to be in that position to take the lead of the race, and then held on well to win it. And ends up being a British podium then. So yeah, I don't know what happened there with Evil Matrix and getting that second place podium, but ended up getting second place in the end after the drive-through penalty. And I think that's it. I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I think that's
Nothing else we need to do. So obviously tier 2 is tonight. I can't remember what time that starts. So be sure to stick around the channel for the tier 2 race. Then we'll still be at Spain. Hopefully it'll be a slightly more interesting race than this. We had a lot of action towards the first half of the race, but then kind of like died in the second half. But yeah, other than that, I think it's goodbye. So see you all in a couple of hours for, well, I won't be there, but be sure to stick around for a couple of hours for the tier 2 race.